It's 7 a.m, but I have driven to Pilates. I'm gonna do my morning Pilates class. I have a little bit of a busy morning out today, so I have Pilates and then I'm meeting my mum for a coffee, and then I've got work and then a bunch of other things. But like a Friday work day looks a little bit different to me because this is all like the main admin day. A lot of work clients and people are out of office basically. So when Friday is more of like a half day, and I try to have all my filming and everything already done by a Friday. So Fridays I can take a longer morning to go out and do things. So you're spending the day with me today as I go through my entire day and we're just gonna hang out. But it's fall, the leaves are brown. I feel like the leaves in Scotland don't really turn until October, and then they turn in 2 weeks and then go. So we're in that stage now where everything's just turning brown and falling, and it's beautiful. It's giving like proper fall vibes. But I need to go into my Pilates class now so I don't miss my class, do my workout, and then we'll catch up. So I've just done that Pilates class. Wow, that actually kicked my butt. That was a really challenging class in a very good way. I have also booked in all my classes for the next like 4 or 5 weeks. I'm trying to get back into a routine, so we're getting back into it. I think now as well, with the fact that I'm engaged, we've got a wedding to plan, and we're also trying to buy a house. I think for the next few months, I'm going to be spending all my time at home. Obviously finding the balance between still having somewhat of a social life. Like I'm gonna go see Laura next month. She's gonna come visit me for a night as well, and like do local events and things like that. But I need to get back into my routine, and I feel like this time of year is really good for me to do it because the days get shorter, it's darker, it's colder. I don't really want to leave the house as much, and hopefully I can have some more time to film and read more and do more of those type of videos and vlogs. So this is me saying I'm getting back in my routine. We're starting the fall routine. I'm gonna be trying to save as much money as I can, stay at home essentially. I'm gonna put my seatbelt on, start the car, and drive over to my mum's. I'm either gonna park by hers and we'll walk somewhere to a coffee shop, or we'll go somewhere else, but that's the plan now. Probably get some food as well, some breakfast. We'll do that. So I'm home now. I'm still in all my Pilates gear. I obviously went to Pilates class. I actually went and dropped my ring off with the jeweler because it needs to get resized. So I'm not gonna have my ring for a week, and I already feel naked without it, but I'll have it in a week, it'll be fine. And then I met my mum for coffee and breakfast, and I had porridge and filled up on that. So that's like taking up my Friday morning. I had a phone call with my sister who works with me, so we had like a meeting call, and now I am just going to have a quick shower, get changed. I think I might put on some makeup just to film some content, and then I'm probably gonna take it off straight away. So we're gonna have a shower, we're gonna get ready for the day. I'm gonna sit and film some things and then catch up when I'm doing just like my editing and work. The next few hours of my day are probably like the most boring to watch because it is just sitting at a computer for hours of a day, responding to emails and doing work. But we're spending the day together. This is what I do in a day. But anyways, I need to have a shower and get ready because I do have a big to-do list of work stuff to do today. So we'll catch up in a little bit once I've had a shower and done all that. I just want to take a minute to thank today's partner of this video, which is Skims. If you've watched any of my recent videos, then you will know that I love my Skims products, my Skims intimates. I have already spoken about them on this channel, but if you haven't seen my recent videos, if you haven't seen me talking about Skims, or you've never heard of them before, Skims is a solution-oriented brand creating the next generation of loungewear, underwear, and shapewear. Skims offers over 40 different cup sizes and intimates in sizes XXS all the way up to 4X, and they're honestly my favorite brand to wear every day. I feel like they're one of the few brands that actually thinks about who is wearing the products and why they're wearing them and how. So they're the most comfortable, the ones that last me the longest, that fit the best. used. And I have a few different sets of these right now. This is the Fits Everybody Scoop bralette. This is one of my favorite ones to wear every single day because of the design. As like a fuller bust girly, I find it so uncomfortable to wear wired bras every single day, but I do need to wear something that gives me support, and a lot of the bralettes out there just do not offer enough support. But the material of this, it's super stretchy, it's really buttery soft, but it holds its shape. So with the underband and the straps, they give me the support that I need, but they're not uncomfortable, they don't dig in. So like I said, I have purchased a few different sets of these. My favorite thing to wear them with is the boy short, because the Fits Everybody boy short I saw people raving about on TikTok, especially to like sleep in, to lounge around, to wear. And I love with the seams that there's not any thick harsh lines, so it doesn't dig in, it doesn't cut in, it's not uncomfortable, and I can wear it with pretty much everything. I'm not going to have any crazy, you know, underwear lines with whatever trousers I decide to wear that day, but they're an essential part of my everyday wardrobe, pieces that I wear every day, and their wearability and durability as well. You wash them and you wear them and they last. And you know that you've become a real adult when you start getting excited about your underwear and intimates and investing in some really good quality pieces that are comfortable to wear every day. So if you want to check out Skims yourself, you can click the QR code that's on screen right now, or you can check out the link in my description. You can shop my favorite bras and underwears at skims.com, and after you place your order, make sure you let them know that I sent you. You can select YouTube in the survey and make sure to select my name in the drop down menu that follows. And thank you so much again, Skims, for working with me on this video and continuing to partner with me, because I love these products. I swear by them. They are my holy grail. I am literally wearing them right now. Not this exact set, but like I said, I have many of these already. Tell me why I blinked and it's 5 p.m. I've just taken Cooper out for a walk and fed her. Haven't I? Thank you. That's a big stretch. But I've pretty much gotten everything that I need to do on my list today. I got all my admin, all my emails, all of my work done. I even got caught up with editing. I did film some TikToks and things and edited those. So now I'm kind of ready to get into some like comfy pajamas and chill for the rest of the evening. I think it's time to clock out of the computer. Also, daylight savings is going to be approaching really soon, because this morning when I was driving to Pilates, it was still dark outside, and now the sun is already setting. I swear like a week ago it was setting at like 7 p.m. It's just getting dark so quickly already. But again, daylight savings are just around the corner, so I know the clocks will be changing a little bit. Hello. But it's wild how we build up to such a light sun setting and early sunrise all through spring and summer, and then one day it just randomly feels like it's just dark all of a sudden now for the rest of the year. And so I've turned on all the lights in my office, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this evening, because I definitely want to do some reading, but I am also filming a reading vlog this week throughout the week, so I don't want to talk about the same books twice. I have a part of an audiobook that I could finish listening to, so I might do that. And I have scrapbooking. I have not done my scrapbook at all this year, but I have been collecting and saving all these little pieces for it, so I might start with maybe doing some scrapbook prepping. That I do want to get some photos printed to put into it, but maybe if I can start or get a start on it with an audiobook, some headphones on, maybe we can do some scrapbooking this evening. But Cooper and I are gonna have a nice weekend in together, aren't we? I might do a face mask. That might be fun. Might do some skincare, yeah. Let's do that. I've just put what's the word? I can't even think of the word at the moment. My name is blanking, but I showed you what I used. I used that ordinary... What is the word? Anyways, it's on my face. It's got to sit on there for 10 minutes, and I'll do this every month or two when I feel like my skin needs a good exfoliation, a good peel. I know a lot of people have said they don't like using it, that is bad for your skin, but I personally have never had any issues with it, and I I only use it a couple times a year. So this has got to sit on my face for 10 minutes and then I have to rinse it off. So I thought I'd answer some questions. We'll just have a little chatty 10 minutes. How many questions can I get through in 10 minutes? So I'm going to set a timer and I'm just going to scroll through and answer as many questions as I can in that time. First one is, have you picked out a date for the wedding? Yes and no, because it's very much like venue dependent, but we know what month we want to get married. It's just figuring out what year. It will not be next year, I can say that, but just trying to figure out how long of an engagement we want, and I guess it honestly just depends on the venues we like. But I am so type A, guys. Like, the most stereotypical extreme type A Virgo that you can think of is literally me. So I already have the entire wedding planned, and it's not even my like wedding. I'm so happy to like elope, do something casual, do like whatever. It's Cammy's wedding. Cammy knows what he wants. So I literally spent 36 hours on my computer just putting everything into a spreadsheet and a budget and a plan and stuff, and we have literally planned everything. So it's just like confirming the venue and then just booking everything, honestly. But I think we're gonna have a spring wedding. What popular book series did you dislike? Honestly, a few. I mean, there's a few books that I didn't really like. No offense to anyone who did like any of these, I just was a bit underwhelmed. I didn't like The Cruel Prince, Butcher and Blackbird, The Lies of Lena, Anathema by Carrie Lake, and When the Moon Hatched. I didn't love them, but I didn't hate them. I just feel indifferent. I just don't think they're my type of books. The Veiled Kingdom, I did not like. The Prison Healer series, I just read book 1, but again, one that I was a bit underwhelmed with. Same with Red Queen, not a series that I will be continuing with. Heartless by Marissa Meyer, I did not like that. I think they're the top ones that come to my mind of like books that I know are really popular or were popular on Book Talk that I just did not vibe with. What's the most underrated book you've read this year? Honestly, the Wolf King trilogy, A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly, or even The Ascended. The Ascended has just come out and it's book 3 in the reading order following Riftborn and Duskbound. And I think The Ascended is so underrated right now. I think it's gonna have its moment. If you read Riftborn and then you read Duskbound and then you pick up The Ascended after, your jaw will be on the ground. Like, it's actually incredible, but you do have to read the other 2 books first. Have you listened to The Life of a Showgirl yet? If so, what is your favorite song? I have. I listened to it when it came out. I don't think it's my favorite album of hers to date, but I also don't think it's as bad as everyone is trying to say it is. And I think all of her albums have very different sounds to me, so it kind of makes sense that this one has this happy pop. I think honestly she's just in love and she's happy, and that's reflecting in her music. But I think my favorites are The Fate of Ophelia and Elizabeth Taylor, and the 2 switch. I will always have those 2 stuck in my head. Most anticipated read of the upcoming year. I would say for like this current year, it's the 4th and final book in the Compelling Fate saga and also the Legacy series. But I think my most anticipated release for 2026 is definitely Lightwielder, book 2 in the Metal Slinger series. Fave most recent release. Honestly, again, The Ascended. Any chance I have to yap about this book right now. I read it in my 24-hour readathon recent video vlog, but I just loved it. How did you get into starting your own company? 5 years ago, when I was finishing up my master's degree, I sort of set up my company as a mini project as part of my portfolio. I was doing it as freelance work at the time to build up my portfolio, so by the time I finished my master's degree, which was in public relations, I could maybe use that to help get a job, but then my business took off. So it happened very organically and kind of unexpectedly, but honestly, the marketing and PR space is such a competitive and difficult job to get into. So much of it is just networking and who you know. I feel like there is so many people who are incredibly qualified and with experience, but there's not that many jobs going at all times. So I think I got very lucky with just like the timing of everything, and then being able to put all my, as Love Island say, eggs in one basket and focus on growing that. But yeah, I've been doing that for like 5 years now. What are your top 3 series? Ooh, it changes all the time, but honestly, like, I have tattoos for ACTA, Throne of Glass, the Legacy series, the Infernal Devices. So I guess I kind of have to say them. That's 4. Definitely the Infernal Devices. That is imprinted on my heart. That's never going away. Would you ever do a full series vlog, even a series reread? I do full series vlogs. I did one for the Powerless series. I did one for the Infernal Devices. I just feel like whenever I do a full series vlog, people aren't jumping to watch them. I think because a lot of people like to watch spoiler free vlogs. So even though I do spoiler-free vlogs and then I include spoilers at the very end, I think people don't want to click on them or watch them until they've read the books themselves, which is so fair. So I can definitely do more full series vlogs, but I don't know what books you'd want to watch me read as a full series, you know? How do you find books to read? Is it word of mouth or just online buzz? It is a bit of both. I will also find things on social media when I'm scrolling, like indie authors talking about their books themselves. I will have you guys recommend me books. I will have friends recommend me books. I will also browse in bookstores, but also indie bookstores. I love following book lovers in Edinburgh because they're always posting about new books and upcoming releases from indie authors as well as trad authors, because as an indie bookstore they also stock indie books. Indie authors will also do like big giveaways and like promotion stuff with other indie authors, so I found so many of my favorite indie authors and books to read from other authors collaborating with them on like joint posts. And also I would just browse on my Kindle on like what they recommend, or but then also just browsing bookstores. So I think like a collective of everything. 10 before the end. Oh, I actually have 10 before the end. So I actually have thought about this. Mine are Hollow by the Twisted Sisters, Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, Fallen Stars by Imani Eriyu, Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Rorick, Fate So Dark and Delicate by Sophia St. Germain, A Curse of Ashes by Soraya Wilson, The Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion, and then also Princess of Blood by Sarah Hawley. They're the 10 books I want to read before the end of the year. And we've got time for one final question, which is a book with the most yearning. I'm reading currently Every Spiral of Fate by Tara Maffey, which is the 4th book in the This Woven Kingdom series, and that has so much yearning. Like, it's actually getting to a point where, you know what, I'm not even going to say my thoughts because I am filming a reading vlog this week, so you'll see all my thoughts in that. But if you want like insane level of yearning, I think this book is one of the top contenders for that spot. Okay, I need to go take this off my face now, so I'll catch up when I'm getting cozy. Cami and I are gonna make some pizzas and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of the evening. We have washed my face. I'm not gonna put any serums or anything on because that is basically like a type of chemical peel. So I'm just gonna put some plain moisturizer on it, or some CeraVe. I'm of course have my TBCO robe. Now that it's like cold and dark outside, I want to be a robe girly, like a dressing gown girly. Fun fact, in the UK, different parts of the UK and Scotland, some people call it a house coat. How funny is that? A house coat. To me it's a dressing gown or a robe. What do you call it? Let me know in the comments down below. But I've always wanted one or had one, but then I forget it exists and it sits on the back of my door and I never use it. But this is like perfect. This is my dream robe and I'm going to be a robe girl. I'm very excited for it. So I've got my pajamas on, but it's a little bit like chilly. I want to like sit with a book and be cozy, so I feel like I need an autumnal full robe. So that's what I'm wearing. I also got new slippers this week. I got these from Tesco's. Don't sleep on Tesco's. Again, Tesco's is a UK grocery store, but some of their clothing and pajamas, it's just getting better, honestly. But the last 2 years, I had a white pair of slippers that were pretty much like this, but more like teddy fleece on the outside and cream. And they had a hole in them. I had to bin them after my unplugged stay with Becca. I had to say goodbye to them, but I loved them. So I said to Cami, like, next time we go grocery shopping, can you pick these up for me? So I just got a brown pair to change it up, but they're so comfy. Honestly, this is what they look like. Literally just plain slippers, but I have to wear slippers. I wear slippers all the time. If I'm going to like my parents' house or someone else's house, I'll pack my slippers and take them with me. I cannot be just wearing socks around the house and you will never catch me bare feet. I hate the feeling of dirty feet. It's, ooh, chills just thinking about that. But anyways, this is my moisturizer. If you have seen any of my evening routines, any of my morning routines over the last year and a half, I've had the exact same routine. Nothing changes, guys. I am a creature of habit. I love my consistency. Try to keep waste to a minimum. I will only have one product and maybe a backup for when I run out if I'm starting to get low. And if something works, I will just continue to use that product over again and again and again. I very much believe in investing in good quality products that I love, and then I will just use them forever. CeraVe moisturizer. Honestly, I always go back to it. I try other things and I always come back to it. Honestly, nothing better than just feeling clean. I love to feel clean. This is literally my true form, my most authentic self. I'm so happy right now. Guys, it's 7 p.m. on a Friday night. Anyways, I'm hungry. So I'm gonna put my pizza in the oven. Now that I've gotten comfortable, I'm honestly just really tired and I need to edit this vlog, and I wanna finish my book tonight on my Kindle and start a new book because I've just been watching some reading vlogs. I mean, catching up with Raven-Haired Reader, Laura, Bailey, basically just like going through my subscription box and queuing a bunch of videos. It's made me really excited to go and pick up some certain books, and with the last video that I uploaded like reading vlog wise, it was reading books that I've been avoiding, and someone left like a really interesting comment talking about how they've seen a lot of people talk about like tackling TBRs or trying to get through TBRs, or TBRs slumping you out, and looking at like TBRs in more of like a negative light or something that gets away from you. And I definitely see that and understand, but I personally think that, I don't know what it is, the longer something is on my TBR, the less likely I want to read it. I don't know what the psychology is about that, but also some books I've had on my TBR for over a year and a half and I've just not read because my taste has changed over time or evolved, but they're books that I still want to give a try, but I'm less likely to pick them up because there's so many other books that come to the forefront. So I definitely think I want to kind of shift my mindset. Like, I don't really care too much about completing my TBR because my TBR will probably never be complete. My TBR will always be a never-ending list of books that continue to interest me and I'm, you know, wanting to go and pick up. I think the day that I don't have a TBR, no books that I want to read, something's wrong. Something's gone wrong there, you know? But personally, I love TBR takedown videos. I love seeing people read their physical TBR. It motivates me to go and pick up my physical TBR. But I read the most amount of books. I get excited about reads. I want to pick up books and read them more, whatever the opposite of reading slump is, when I'm reading books that I love and I really want to read. So I think I'm gonna kind of prioritize mood reading whatever I want. Like, if I get excited about a book, I don't care if it's the last book I've added to my TBR. I'm gonna read it because you know what? I'm gonna read it. I'm probably gonna have so much fun and enjoy it. And I'm gonna want to go and pick up something else. You know, like that mindset. I forgot as well, I just got a new Hair and Me subscription for a dropper, niacinamide in my prescription. I love niacinamide in my skin, so I can't wait to see how my hair goes. But apply 1 ml evenly across the top of your scalp once daily as directed. Shake before use. Awesome. So this is like a month's hair serum. I have quite sensitive scalp. I'm trying to focus on my hair care because I think I've got my products nailed in terms of like what I'm using, but I do have some issues with my scalp. I'm actually allergic to some shampoos and conditioners. I had to go on steroids for eczema on my scalp. Did not stay on them. I kid you not, like 15 years later, my scalp is never fully recovered. So I'm trying to take better care of my skin, my hair, my body, like everything in depth. We're going so off a tangent. I was just gonna update you on my robe and make pizza, but here we are. The yapping is not stopped. I'll let you guys know how I get on with this. If anyone has used Hair and Me before or Skin and Me, let me know. I love the idea of like an online consultation and then getting something specifically tailored or prescribed to you and your needs, because obviously everyone's needs are different. But it's all foamy from shaking up, so I have to let it sit for a minute, but it's got the numbers on it. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in my hair. I did in fact go and get my hair done as well this week by my hairdresser in Edinburgh. I love my hairdresser. I go to Moscow in Edinburgh. If you live in Edinburgh and you're looking for a hairdresser, would highly recommend. I've been going there for 7 years and I love them. I'm always asked for some Edinburgh recommendations and stuff, so I feel like I want to do an Edinburgh full themed vlog of like spend a day with me doing some of my favorite things in Edinburgh with some of my favorite like bookstores, coffee shops, bookish things to do, or like places to pop into if you find yourself spending some time in Edinburgh. So if anyone wants that, let me know. Also, not sponsored at all, but on my Hair and Me subscription it says this. It says, sign up friends with your code. I think everyone who places an order gets something like this, but if anyone wants to try Hair and Me, 3 months to try, then there's a code there. But this is the pile of scrapbooking stuff that I was telling you guys about. I've been collecting just like stickers and ribbon and cards and notes. I've got like tickets from when we went to Paris, Polaroids, things like that. Oh, look at her. That was on my birthday in Paris. Photo booths of us when we got engaged, stickers and all that. So I definitely need to tackle this scrapbooking here and do some of that. So maybe we'll do that at the weekend. I might include that in the next reset vlog. But for real now, I need pizza. I'm hungry. Fed, comfy, cozy. I'm gonna read now. I'm gonna sit and read here, and then I'm gonna read in bed. finish this in bed now. Good night, guys.